Welcome back to Soul Screen, the channel where we break down Korean dramas not just to understand the story, but to explore the emotions, the characters, the controversies, and everything in between. If you love deep analysis mixed with honest reactions, strong opinions, and fun conversations, then you already know you are in the right place. Today, we are diving into the highly anticipated Taxi Driver 3, a drama that fans have been waiting for since the second season ended. And the big question we are asking today is this: did Taxi Driver 3 actually meet the sky-high expectations of viewers, or did it fall into the curse of Season 3 syndrome? Let me answer that right away. It met expectations. In fact, it crushed them. According to Nielsen Korea, Episode 1 premiered with an incredible 9.5% rating. For a third season, that is massive. And I'm not surprised. The moment I started watching, I could already feel the confidence, the intensity, and the ambition behind this season. It's bigger, darker, sharper, and somehow even more emotional. And today, I want to break down exactly what makes Taxi Driver 3 such a powerful comeback. But before we go into the review, let me ask you a question to get the discussion going. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Taxi Driver? For me, it's the perfect balance between justice and chaos. The Rainbow Taxi team is one of those rare K-drama squads that feel like family to the audience. And that is exactly why we're so protective of them. Even the thought of one of the main cast members being replaced feels wrong. And apparently, the viewers agree. But here's the good news. The entire core cast is back, complete and stronger than ever. Kim Do-gi, Jang Sung-chul, Ahn Go Eun, Choi Kyung-koo, and Park Jin-yeon. The original Rainbow Taxi lineup returns exactly the way fans wanted. And while that alone could have been enough to pull in large audiences, the production team didn't just rely on nostalgia. They improved the characters, they expanded the story, they made everything deeper. Let's start with character development, because this is honestly the biggest win of the season so far. Taxi Driver has always been known for its strong characters, but Season 3 shows major growth, especially in Ahn Go Eun. I've always liked her character, but this season she blew me away. We all know her as the hacker who works quietly behind the scenes. She is the brain of the operation. But in Taxi Driver 3, she steps out of her comfort zone. She disguises herself. She fights. She rides a motorcycle in Japan. She becomes far more involved physically, and that transformation felt refreshing and satisfying. It's like watching your shy friend suddenly become the coolest person in the room. And then there is Kim Do-gi. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Kim Do-gi is one of the best written vigilante characters in K-drama history. His duality is unmatched. His emotions are layered. His sense of justice is intense but grounded. And in just 2 episodes of Taxi Driver 3, we already see multiple sides of him. The real Kim Do-gi, a clumsy high school teacher, and a hilarious, almost chaotic friend to Keita Matsuda, played by Sho Kasamatsu. This is what I love about Lee Jae-hoon. He can switch personalities within seconds, and it still feels natural. You don't question it because the writing and the performance work together so smoothly. And I think that is one reason why Taxi Driver continues to stand out even after 3 seasons. It doesn't rely only on action, it relies on character identity. But now let's talk about one of the biggest upgrades of this season: the cases. Taxi Driver 3 is darker, much darker. And I think this was a necessary move. When a series reaches its 3rd season, it needs to evolve. It needs to take risks. And this drama takes risks immediately. Episodes 1 and 2 alone include online gambling, crushing debt, human trafficking, prostitution, and international crime. These are not small neighborhood-level crimes anymore. These are serious, large-scale operations involving Japanese mafia and even an Interpol agent from Hong Kong. This is where things get interesting. Expanding the story beyond South Korea raises the stakes. It gives the writers more room to create conflict, tension, and political danger. But it also increases expectations. When you promise an international storyline, you have to deliver. If not, ratings can drop fast. But from what I've seen so far, Taxi Driver 3 uses this global scale effectively. The world feels bigger, but the story still stays personal. And that balance is hard to achieve. Now I want to know what you think. Do you prefer K-dramas that stay local and grounded, or do you like when a drama expands internationally? For me, I enjoy both. but only if the expansion makes sense. And here, it makes perfect sense, because Taxi Driver has always dealt with criminals that slip through the cracks of traditional law. Expanding the mission to another country makes the Rainbow Taxi team feel even more like a secret vigilante organization. Let's move on to something else that caught my attention: the story structure of the first 2 episodes. If you've watched the previous seasons, you might notice something familiar. Taxi Driver loves using a 3-act pattern at the beginning of a case. Do-ji disguises himself as a strange or eccentric character, gets close to the criminal, earns their trust, and then destroys them dramatically. It's a formula that worked well in Season 1 and Season 2. And yes, that formula is back in Season 3. But the interesting part is that it doesn't feel repetitive. It actually feels fresh. I think the writers understand that viewers love this pattern, so instead of removing it, they reinvent it. The disguises are different, the stakes are higher, the villains are more unpredictable, and the emotional tension beneath the comedy and chaos feels heavier this time. Even Keita Matsuda's storyline, which could have been simple, ends up adding depth to Dogi's journey. And here is my take. Taxi Driver doesn't need to completely change the formula. It just needs to evolve it. And that's exactly what they are doing. Now let me ask the viewers a question, because I'm genuinely curious. Do you like the pattern of Do-ji disguising himself in order to trap the criminals? Or do you think the writers should try a new approach? Comment your thoughts, because the fandom always has interesting opinions about this. Let's also talk about something important: the emotional weight of this season. Taxi Driver has always touched on heavy topics, but in Season 3, the emotions feel more mature, more real, more painful. The victim stories hit differently. Maybe it's the international element, maybe it's the cases being darker, or maybe we, as the audience, have grown attached to this team, so we feel everything more deeply. But whatever the reason is, the emotional tone is stronger than ever. However, there's another question that the drama raises early on. Is the Rainbow Taxi team still acting as pure vigilantes for justice, or is there still unresolved personal revenge involved? This is a question that has followed the show since Season 1, and I think Taxi Driver 3 is intentionally leaving that door open. The line between justice and revenge has always been blurry in this series, and I believe the writers will explore that again. Do-ji has healed, but healing doesn't erase trauma, it transforms it. And I think viewers will see that transformation unfold slowly this season. Speaking of transformation, let's talk about the action scenes. Because wow, they hit harder this season. The way they shot the fight scenes in Japan feels cinematic. The choreography is brutal, fast, and precise. But what I love most is how human the action feels. Do-gi gets tired, he gets hit, he makes mistakes, he struggles, and this realism makes every fight more intense. But let's bring the conversation back to the viewers again. Which version of Kim Do-gi do you enjoy the most? His undercover disguises, his serious vigilante mode, or the rare moments when he shows vulnerability? I personally love his undercover personalities the most, because Lee Jae-hoon plays them so fearlessly. But I want to hear your take. Now let's talk about the team dynamics. Rainbow Taxi has always been lovable, but this season, the chemistry is somehow stronger. You can feel the trust. You can feel the years of working together, and you can feel the emotional connection, especially between Do-gi and Go Eun. Not necessarily romantic, but deeply loyal. And loyalty is what drives the entire team. That's another reason the audience never gets tired of watching them. They're not superheroes. They're not perfect. They're people with trauma, humor, flaws, and purpose. Before we wrap up, I want to highlight something that often gets overlooked. Taxi Driver is adapted from a webtoon, and this season feels like it's embracing that origin more. The pacing is quick, the characters are expressive, the twists are dramatic, and the overall tone feels like a live-action comic book built on justice and revenge. I love that. It's one of the reasons the show feels stylized without losing emotional depth. Now, here comes my biggest question for all of you watching. Do you believe Taxi Driver 3 will surpass the previous seasons? Or do you think the writers might struggle to maintain the momentum? Personally, I think if they keep balancing strong character development with darker cases and intense action, this might become the best season yet. But as always, You are part of this conversation too. So tell me, what do you expect from Taxi Driver 3? What do you want the writers to explore? Which character do you want to see grow the most? And what case do you think will challenge the team in the biggest way? Taxi Driver 3 has successfully satisfied longtime fans while also opening its doors to new viewers. The first 2 episodes feel like a promise that the season will be bigger, darker, and more emotional. And based on what we've seen so far, that promise is being fulfilled beautifully. Thank you for watching Soul Screen. If you love deep K-drama discussions, reviews, theories, and honest commentary, make sure to stick around. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay curious, and keep supporting great storytelling.